The crew is currently at combat readiness. An aerial target was detected, and we're preparing to engage.
Sounds tense? That's because it is. Russian forces are trying to destroy the American-made patrol boat Ukrainians are using to guard their coastal waters. And unfortunately, sometimes they succeed. Over 11 years of war, Ukraine has lost 3/4 of its naval fleet. That's a horrifying stat. But don't lose hope just yet. Hear that sound? It's the waves being cut by 90 combat boats, handed over to Ukraine by NATO countries. Today, you'll learn how Ukrainian sailors are putting platforms like the RAB, Sea Ark Dauntless, Island and Navy 18WP to work, and whether they've proven effective in modern warfare. Expect the unfiltered truth straight from the sailors themselves. And at the end, stick around, there's a surprise story, a morale-boosting mascot that keeps spirits high even under fire. The Ukrainian Navy doesn't just fight on water. Their battle extends into the skies. And according to the sailors themselves, the threats from above can often be worse than the ones beneath the keel.
This happens almost every time we're on duty. We're under constant threat.
During one mission at sea, a Russian drone attack began. Things escalated quickly, but there's no panic here. These sailors are experienced, hardened by war. Everyone knows their station and what to do. After all, as the old saying goes, fear is in the eyes, but the hands get to work.
We engage targets very often due to the increased frequency of enemy air attacks. There have been cases where aerial targets entered our kill zone and were successfully neutralized.
The most pressure falls on the commander during an alert. He coordinates every combat post and oversees mission execution. So if you watched naval war movies as a kid and dreamed of commanding a fearless crew, maybe listen to this first.
When there's a threat, the commander gives the order to increase speed and boost the engine's RPM. If you hear us hitting max speed, it means something's wrong. The commander doesn't have to explain what the threat is. He just issues orders to the mechanics to prepare the engines, and then he directly commands the other combat posts.
If you're enjoying this and want more people to see the truth, hit that like button so YouTube knows to recommend it to others. And one more thing. If you think shooting down drones from a boat is easier just because the river's calmer than the sea, you're dead wrong. Firing a machine gun at a Shahed from a moving patrol boat is like trying to hit a target while balancing on a hoverboard. Don't believe it? Watch this.
It's a boat. It's not as stable as being on land. On land, you plant your feet and you're solid. But out here, it sways. The commander, whoever's at the helm, has to control the boat, angle it the right way, so the gunner can fire at the Shahed.
The Russians have localized Shahed production, and they're now launching them by the hundreds across Ukraine. When Ukrainian crews try to shoot them down from boats, the sky turns into the mouth of a volcano spewing fire.
This was last year. We were patrolling on the Kiev Sea Reservoir. It was our usual route. That was the first big attack. There were 140 of them. We shot a bit and watched our air defense work. Looked pretty nice.
Taking down even one target is no easy task. It takes timing, control, and a whole lot of lead. You need skill, not spray and pray. And just imagine trying to shoot while the boat keeps rocking back and forth.
Way too many, because on average it takes about 60 rounds per target, give or take.
To make things harder, the Russians are getting smarter. Their drones are adjusting flight paths mid-air to dodge fire, forcing Ukrainian gunners to adapt every second.
They used to follow the riverbed into the Kiev Sea Reservoir. They'd follow the same route. But now that they've figured out where they're getting hit, they change direction. It'll be flying straight at you, then suddenly veer left or right, wherever it's easier for them.
But Western boats aren't falling behind. Some of them are now equipped with sound-sensitive systems that help pinpoint where the drone is coming from.
Yeah, you can hear it, and that helps us estimate its angle of approach.
Russian drones may be the biggest threat, but they're not the only one. In fall and winter, slick icy decks turn into death traps. But Western engineers came up with a clever fix to stop sailors from going overboard.
These boats have heated decks. Ice doesn't stick, it melts. That's great for the person standing watch on the upper deck. Your feet don't freeze.
Now imagine Poseidon's pissed, and a brutal sea storm rolls in. Waves are smashing the boat around like a soccer ball. One wrong move, and the boat could flip. So what do? Turn the whole boat into a buoy. Sounds like sci-fi? Not to this sailor.
This boat can capsize, but it'll flip back over quickly. We've even got seat belts. If the boat's rocking hard, the crew straps in to avoid getting thrown around. But yeah, thanks to its tight ceiling, even if it flips, water doesn't get inside.
Another risk during sudden storms is losing your course entirely. To prevent that, Ukrainians rely on Western electronics, but can they handle the waves of the Black Sea?
У нас знаходиться безпосередньо два монітора.
Right here, we've got 2 monitors with digital maps that the boat commander watches. And here's the commander's assistant. From this screen, we control all the systems. The engines, bilge pumps, nav lights. It's all automated. We can program the route on the maps, sync everything, and the autopilot does the rest.
Funny enough, some rules at sea are just like on the highway. Buckle up or risk smashing your face on the windshield. But there's one big difference. This seat comes fully loaded with a suspension system you'll wish you had in your car.
Крісло оснащено цим стабілізатором, тобто
Each seat has a stabilizer, so the crew sitting in these chairs don't feel the rocking and can still do their jobs.
Subscribe now so you don't miss the next deep dive into Ukraine's war, on land, in the skies, and at sea. In NATO armies, troop safety is the #1 priority. But does that principle carry over to the Navy? After all, escaping a burning tank is a lot easier than getting off a boat in open water. So, did Western engineers think this one through?
Every service member has one of these devices near their sleeping quarters. It's there so they can safely evacuate in case their life is in danger. If the compartment fills with smoke and you can't breathe anymore, you turn it on and get out.
But what if the fire is small and the boat can still be saved? What do you do when the cabin's full of smoke and the flames need to be extinguished fast? Or you'll all go down with the boat.
Оце називається EEBD.
This is called an EEBD, Emergency Escape Breathing Device. It's for getting out in case your main exit is blocked or destroyed. Just about every room on the boat has an emergency hatch. Here's one right here.
If you're the anxious type, maybe sip some calming tea before the next bit. Imagine this. A sailor's trapped on a burning boat, and every exit is blocked. Sounds like game over, right? Not quite. American engineers had a plan B for this nightmare scenario.
Тобто є дихальні пристрої, яких ти
We've got breathing gear specifically for damage control, like dealing with fires or dense smoke. These are larger capacity cylinders, called SCBAS. They're for the firefighters who are putting the flames out.
Safety systems and procedures on these vessels are no joke, and Ukrainians take them just as seriously as their NATO counterparts. When you're fighting a stronger enemy with more gear and more manpower, every soldier's life is priceless.
За кожного переживаєш, тому саме головне
We really do care about each other. For me, the #1 thing is preserving our people, keeping them alive. #2 is getting the job done right. Every order I give, every decision I make, it affects the results, it affects the team, it affects our mission.
And to make sure morale doesn't crash after cold and grueling nights at sea, meet the officer in charge of psychological resilience. His name? Colonel. The twist? He's got 4 paws and a killer nose.
ще один член екіпажу, його звуть полковник.
He's another member of the crew. We call him Colonel. He's basically our mascot, and he's responsible for keeping spirits up and the whole crew in a good mood.
When morale's high, missions get done. But what exactly are those missions? These days, the image of huge naval battles like in World War I or World War II is outdated. Just a few drones can sink a flagship. That's why both sides now use their navies more cautiously. Ukrainian crews escort civilian ships, clear mines, patrol coastlines, and shoot down airborne threats.
Бойовий модуль оснащений.
You can see everything from here. The combat module's fitted with a Browning machine gun. It has 2 cameras, night vision, and thermal. And all the controls are inside. It's fully computerized.
But on the rivers, things get spicier. There, boats don't just hunt drones, they can drop troops or even fire grenades straight at the enemy.
Патрульний катер, який теж доволі
This patrol boat's pretty well armed. It has 2 machine guns and an MK-19 grenade launcher. It's meant to take out enemy landing parties, infantry, and airborne threats.
Western boats bring different kinds of firepower, but all of it packs a punch. You'll see M240s, M2 Brownings, and DSHKs on the decks. And if that's not enough, they can call in the big guns, like the MK-19 grenade launcher, the 2 M3M automatic cannon, or the Sea Defender combat module from F. Enherstall. After the full-scale invasion, Ukrainians had to adapt not only on land, but at sea. The Russian Navy proved to be a powerful yet vulnerable enemy. So Ukraine started learning from its mistakes and reshaping its naval strategy to fit modern warfare. The focus? A nimble, hard-to-hit mosquito fleet that's smaller in size but punches above its weight. These vessels get the job done, and they're built to scale. With help from NATO-supplied boats, Ukraine's coastlines are becoming safer, and they're now a vital artery for grain exports. But what do you think is the key advantage of the boats we showed today? Is it their high mobility, advanced electronics, or firepower? Drop your answer in the comments.